Hello people in the house there. Today I can't emphasise this enough for any part of the year, any time of the year. And I should have talked about this a long time ago, but coming up to Halloween, these things do happen, and some clowns do think it's funny to do this kind of carry on. And I'm sure people know by the title of this. People who call, fake call, I suppose you could say, the emergency service, either be the guards or the fire department or the paramedics, the medical office. And I have an example from last year because I remember hearing about it. I was going to talk about it, but I said I wouldn't bother to even give them publicity. But this happened last year. There was reported in the Cavan Fire Department, the County Fire Department, that there was a gas explosion in a part of Cavan Bay, County Cavan. That was the address given up a side road. So the story is that it did happen, but they sent 28 members of the Cavan Fire Department up to it. 3 fire brigades that could have been used to save, countless other, to be used for any other thing. They sent 3 of them up. 28 members of the fire department sent them up the road, and some of them had to come from a long distance to get to the fire, the potential fire, let's put it that way. And they went up and it was a field full of cows. And the biggest insult about it is the fire brigades took a long time to back up down the whole road. When people then we had the news that somebody's house burned down because of a firework, went into the attic and the house completely burned down because there was no fire brigades that had a favour. And because there were 3 of them were stuck up a back road, couldn't get back down because some clowns, some assholes, let's use that word because people who do this are the scum and scums. Take advantage of the emergency services. Take advantage, not only care for themselves, only care about having a laugh for themselves, and don't care about the broader picture. Because them fire brigades, thankfully the person had insurance, the house burned down, and thankfully they got out okay. But it could have been a different thing. Like if we think about it now, if somebody does this Thursday night, let's think about it, say some place in Tipperary, let's say down in Tipperary, they call the ambulance out, right? Some clowns do this. Sadly, there's some thugs in society who does this. But they do call out the ambulance, right? Some poor old woman, 100 years of age, who lived in this state all her life. They call for an ambulance. And they're told that no ambulance is available. Because all the ambulances are basically responding to real emergencies, and the one that's spare, the one that's in reserve, the one that's only available is out dealing with a hoax call on the other side of the county that's in the back end of nowhere. That some children that act like 5-year-olds call the fire department or call the emergency services. And I'm saying to people, less extremely necessary. The one night a year that the emergency services are so busy on is Halloween night. Especially the fire department, the guards, they're the busiest people to have. And I would say to people, unless it's extremely necessary, don't call out the guards them nights. Like Halloween's supposed to be a very happy time, I suppose you could say, a time to relax, I suppose you could say, before Christmas. And I say to people, the emergency services, they have enough to be doing with. The guards are understaffed. They don't have enough guards on frontline duties as they used to. They don't have the resources. And I say to people, if you're going to be that thuggish, if you're going to be seriously that thuggish, and I'm saying this to people straight away, the people who do this, if you're that thuggish to do it on Halloween night, if you're that thuggish to do it any time of the year, take a long look at yourself. Look in the mirror tonight and look at yourself and think about how many people you may have killed by calling them out for a laugh, to get a bit of popularity in your school, a bit of fame, 5 minutes of fame, while some poor woman dies in her house because they have no ambulance, because you called the ambulance out. Think about that. Think about that if you do this. Think about it, because it doesn't affect you. They might find you, they might track your number. But what happens if there's some poor woman you never found out that that ambulance could have been used for good instead of used for your fake cause and your enjoyment? And you can tell I'm really getting annoyed now. You can really tell I'm getting really annoyed. Because I can see it in my face now I'm really starting to bust my blood bubble. So I'm just saying to people, if they're going to be that thuggish, you know what you do. Just lock yourself in the room and throw away the key. That'll save a lot of hassle for people and save a lot of lives. Because if you're that thuggish in society, then there's not really much hope for the future. Because if there's such selfish people who are just going to think of themselves instead of thinking of other people, Instead of genuine emergencies, they call it out for just a laugh and a giggle. You know, the bollocks for that, to be honest with you, because they are real emergencies. Bye.